In this epic video, I will show you an in-depth guide of the easiest Town Hall 10 army ever. That's right, ZAPQUAKE witches. They can melt through all bases, even the pro tournament bases. It is so good that it can even 3-star bases even without siege machines or heroes. But before we start this video, let's welcome our Chef Code channel. To begin, the army composition has these following troops: 2 golems, 13 witches, 4 wall breakers, 2 balloons, 2 archers, and a wizard. You may sub out the balloons and wizards for an extra witch and archers. For the spells, we have 8 lightnings, 2 earthquakes, and a poison. Level 7 lightnings and level 4 earthquakes are required for this strategy to work. Heroes are recommended, but aren't necessary to 3-star bases, as I will show and explain to you an attack without them. For the clan castle, request 2 barbarians, 1 ice golem, and a yeti. For the spells, request a freeze, and for siege machines request a log launcher. Wall wrecker may be used if log launcher isn't available. If you do not have access to siege machines, don't worry, you can still 3-star bases without them, as I will also show an attack without siege machines. To start off, we must first zap out 2 infernos. We will use 4 lightnings and 1 earthquake to destroy 1 inferno tower. Then afterwards we will place our 2 golems here, and our king here plus the siege machine. Then afterwards we will spam our witches and then place 2 wall breakers on each outskirt side to open up compartments that could kill our witches. The concept is really simple. These 2 witch groups will take care of the outskirts, while the log launcher, heroes, and some supporting witches will destroy the core of the base. One tip for lightnings is to always get other buildings around it and to zap out the enemy queen if possible. 3 tiles is the maximum distance that 2 buildings can be hit. As we are placing our golems and witches, this base has a central town hall, meaning you can attack from any side, but do not attack from a corner, as this is suboptimal and will ruin the attack. When you place your log launcher, make sure it is being tanked and that it doesn't get targeted by the enemy defenses. Once the log launcher has broken the first wall and a narrow funnel has been created, this is where we will now deploy the archer queen. Usually waiting 10 seconds is good enough to deploy her, but always look if those trash buildings are destroyed by the outskirt witches so you can deploy her earlier if needed. Once the queen enters the core and the log launcher opens, there is a very high chance of you 3-starring, even without the king inside. These ring bases are most vulnerable to witches and require the least skill to 3-star them. But don't worry, as any other pro Town Hall 10 base can be destroyed with witches, even without heroes or siege machines, so watch until the end, so you can also execute them yourself easily. In the next attack, I will show you which side to attack from, and more easy tips on troop placements, so you can increase the chances of 3-starring a Town Hall 10. For the next base, you may notice that this town hall is off-centered and might be a hassle to deal with. But do not worry, as it is really simple to counter this. To counter, we must attack from the opposite side from the town hall, so in our case it is 4 o'clock. This is because siege machines, like wall wrecker, battle blimp, and log launcher go towards the town hall, and attacking from the opposite side from the town hall will provide the siege machine with the most value. One tip for placing witches properly is to always spread them out across all of the 2 golems and the king, because if you don't do that, the witches will more likely pack up, and then giant bombs, bomb towers, mortars, and wizard towers will smoke them. But worse, the witches wouldn't likely attack the outskirts, causing an imbalance and a higher chance of failure. You might have noticed that I have frozen this X-bow. This is because that same X-bow was targeting the log launcher. Make sure that the log launcher does not get targeted by enemy heroes, defenses, and clan castle troops, and use the freeze spell to stop the threat. The log launcher staying up is a significant factor whether if the attack is going to fail or succeed, because if it doesn't break enough walls to access the back end, our kill squad wouldn't be able to reach it, and when the back end is up, especially X-bows, then it would simply pick off our witches and things would be rough. So my recommendation is to always protect the log launcher no matter what. In the next attack, I will show you how to easily 3-star professional bases without heroes. with some army modifications, then after, an attack without siege machines. Before we execute the attack, we must first modify the witch army so it can adapt without the use of heroes. The new modified army will remove 2 balloons, and 2 witches, and for compensation, gain an extra golem, and 2 extra wall breakers. The attack plan will remain the same, except for a key difference. Since we do not have a barbarian king, we will have to substitute it for a golem instead. Also, if you want to know how much lightnings it takes to destroy certain defenses, I have made this detailed lightning spell chart, and pause the video if you need to see it. Also, here is another lightning spell graph showing what buildings can be hit with the lightning spell. Blue means it is easy to hit, while yellow means that it will be more difficult to hit it. So if you're not confident with your lightning placements, you can always refer to this chart, which for both of them, I have left a link in the description. To properly use the freeze spell, freeze any threats to the log launcher, the vulnerable witches without golem protection, or any concentrated defenses hitting your kill squad or the clan castle if they are a massive threat to any troop. To get better at spell placements, you must practice and practice until you can properly get the value with the freeze spell. In the next attack, we will 3-star Pro Town Hall 10 layout without siege machines, with some army modifications, and explain how to execute it perfectly, because attacking without siege machines can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, here are the following modifications we have made to the original army. We will remove 2 balloons, 2 archers, and for the spells, remove 4 lightnings, and an earthquake, but for compensation, gain 4 wall breakers, 1 wizard, and for the spells, gain 3 freezes, and a jump. The attack plan is similar to the original army, but with some key differences, like instead of getting 2 infernos we can only get 1, meaning we will have to freeze the other inferno tower if needed. And the fact that we will have to use our wall breakers and the jumps more strategically to access more of the base. But do not worry, as all of this is straightforward and easy to learn. One tip for jump spells is to make sure that you place the jumps in a way where it can access as much compartments as possible, so our kill squad can have a better time accessing the core of this base. Usually the jumps are typically used to gain access of the core or back end, but in our case it is actually better to place your jump at the entrance, instead of placing it in the core. Because of this wall compartment, it will simply take too much wall breakers to break through this first compartment. So if you face any intricate entrance wall that looks like similar to what I have, then you will place the jump at that entrance to conserve wall breakers. If you somehow have extra wall breakers, then I would either send them more deeper, so they can break this wall and grant access to the core, or keep them until a hero is being misguided or attacking a wall, or to break into an X-bow or inferno compartment that is picking off your troops. For freezes, if any multi-target inferno are directly melting the witches, you must under no circumstance freeze the multi-inferno. It is always the priority because every witch matters, and the more witches die, the more hard it is to obtain the 3 stars. But if the multi-target inferno is gone, then other places to use the freeze are around enemy heroes targeting your heroes, kill squad, and witches, any splash defense like wizard towers that are killing your witch groups, and most importantly, an X-bow that is picking off your witches one by one. But also remember to practice, because by improving your freeze spell placements and ZAPQUAKE placements, you will significantly gain more 3 stars, even without siege machines, and it will also be beneficial as you progress as a clasher because in the higher town halls, ZAPQUAKEs are sometimes used in certain strategies, and learning good freeze placements will also help you become a more skilled attacker in general, no matter what town hall you're at.